All right, y'all. So it is our first new team call, and I'm excited to bring to y'all hopefully some really great value. I definitely want to kick it off with any recognition y'all have because I definitely want to keep that at the core heart and soul of our team. So anyone you want to shout out, whether it's yourself, your team, anybody else you've been watching, seeing crush it, unmute and go for it.
So Jamie and Sam are both here. They're both two of my new coaches. And so they are both here to learn. So I'm excited to have you guys.
Welcome, guys.
I'm going to shout out Danielle, who started a new job this week, and it's just always showing us consistency through really crazy times during quarantine and just not giving up, sticking to her routine and just setting that example. So congrats on your new job, Danielle.
Thank you.
I can go next. Sorry, my video isn't working.
Every time, Morgan.
I know. No, it's like literally every other time.
Sorry.
I want to shout out Ashley. She's not on here yet, but she was hosting her vision board Facebook group this week, and just like awesome for her to get a ton of women together to talk about like why and create some visions together. And it's been going really well. I haven't created my board yet, but I'm going to. It's been awesome to see her step into that leadership role.
Love that. Who else? Who else got some shout outs? Anybody? All right. Well, I want y'all every week, bring something, bring somebody as you guys, we're going to continue to see this team grow. And that's the whole point of doing this because if you were on the happy hour last week or you watched the recording, you know that this is really going to be a team collective effort for these team calls from now on. I'm just the lucky one that gets to kick it off for y'all. So one thing I wanted to go over real quick, because I know most of y'all should now be in the hub. I know Jess is coming back from a work event, so she'll probably pop on. But I just wanted you guys to know, same thing as Transformation Nation, the top announcement and the only one that you will always see there, always, is going to be this team calendar post. So you know exactly what's going on when it's going on. I know we kind of get questions about that, but Peppermint Mocha launched this week. Obviously, keep hyping that, something to focus on. And then we're going to have Super Weekend this weekend. So for those of you that are new coaches, this is a great opportunity to learn from corporate what's coming up. It's kind of like our hype event for the next quarter. So they're going to be talking about the new programs coming out. They're going to be talking about any new products coming out. It's a way that you can plug in typically in person to your local community of coaches. So I'm going to post an event for access to our Northeast region event. So if you don't know where your local one is or know where the link is, it's going to be up at 9 a.m. on Saturday for the Northeast Eastern Standard Time. So you'll see an event go up with that. One thing that we wanted to ask you guys as we move forward with kind of sharing information is where you'd prefer to see things. For example, like book club information, or do you guys want events for every team call? And you can totally use the chat, like what's most effective for y'all. I think that's one of the things that we've been talking behind the scenes. We want your feedback to continue this organizational fusion process. But this team calendar for new coaches is great because it has all the links for everything important that you need to know. So the Zoom virtual gym link is the first up there, the team call link always here, access to the national wake up call every week if you ever need to call coach relations. Like all the main things that you use over and over and over again are always in this post to keep it super duper simple. Cool. Anyone have any questions or want to add anything with that? All right. Well, as we go through the call, if you guys can put in the chat just like any other structure, organizational things, or reach out to your coach after the call. We want to know where you're like, I don't know where this is, but I use it all the time, or I'd like to see events so I get a reminder. You should get a Facebook event reminder if you were seeing the team call event tonight. That's kind of where my preference is, because I just like to know where things are. But if you like units, totally put that in the chat. We're just, again, this is kind of the next month. We're really taking the time to hear what you guys want and what you need and how to simplify your life. So any other things you want to add before I start? Allie, did I miss anything? Okay, cool.
Sorry, no, I couldn't find my unmute button. Struggles.
Morgan, did I miss anything? Cool. All right. So I'm really excited about this topic tonight. If you didn't get your team boomerang photo, do it quickly because I'm about to share my screen, because I'm proud of you guys for all being here tonight and showing up. I know it's like a tough week, but it's also the first week of a new month. And if you're anything like me, maybe the start of this month has already been like, I don't know where people are going to come from. I don't know how I'm hitting Success Club. There's all these other craziness stuff going on in the world that's very easy to get you distracted from your business. And to give you guys just a little background for a second, if you don't know me or you've never heard me talk before, I've been doing coaching for over 6 years now. And so I've worked full-time in architecture all throughout that time up until this summer when I got on furlough. So I kind of tested the waters with working from home last year for about 4 months. So still full-time working and coaching and moving across the country. Over the past 6 years, I've lost family members. I've dealt with stupid guy stuff. I've had lots of therapy. I mean, lots of life transitions. I've moved from Atlanta to Philly. Friendships change, and just anything you can think of, I feel like it's been thrown my way. And there's many times that I could have just been like, and hopefully if I curse, I don't offend anybody, but like, I've just been like, F it. Like, why does this matter? Like, it doesn't matter if I show up or not. But the only thing that I know how to do really well in this business is be consistent. So it's kind of funny that Audrey said that. It's the theme of the call tonight. I don't know everything in the business. My team hasn't been elite or, big flashy things. We have made multi-star diamond ranks before, but it's never been held for a long period of time. And so I've been through the ebbs and flows of the business, but I've gotten a paycheck every week. And that might not seem that important, because I know we kind of talked about like, well, I have a great job, or I love my job, or I don't want to leave my job. But I think this year has proven that you don't know when your paycheck's going to come if you're working for somebody else. Because this summer, for the first time in my life at 31 years old, for 2 months, I didn't get paid because I had to fight an unemployment appeal. And the only reason that I still lived here, that I paid my bills, that I functioned as somewhat of a human is because of this business. And it just it proved to me why I've shown up for every single day the past 6 years. And it wasn't for the money, but the money was there when I needed it to be. So I really want to share with you guys kind of, I like to call myself the consistency queen. That's literally all I know how to do. I'm not special. I'm not better than you. I'm sitting here in no makeup and PJs because I want you to like level with me. I've just been doing this a little bit longer than you. And we all know that you only build the trust and hit the goals if people know and love you, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And hopefully for new coaches, I keep it in a language that speaks to you as well. So totally put in the chat if you have things along the way that you're like, well, what the heck is she talking about? I love hearing your feedback and questions. So let's talk consistency. Can everybody see this? Thumbs up. Cool. Thanks, Allie. I can see you. So let's talk consistency, what you're really missing. So I want you guys to put in the chat the last time, and for new coaches, if you've never done this, it's totally cool. The last time you achieved Success Club without needing it, but because your energy and your momentum was so on fire, it just happened. Like, what month was that? How long ago was it? And it's no judgment zone whatsoever. This is totally us being real with 100, real 100 with each other. Or maybe it's the first time you help somebody. It doesn't have to be Success Club if you have never achieved that too. When is the last time that you put points on the board by helping someone just because you are so excited about what you're doing, right? Like, when was that? When was that for you? What was going on in your life? What program were you doing? Like, give me details. What was the feeling coming out of that time, right? I guarantee you, I want to see the chat. I want to see the chat blowing up. When was the last time you helped somebody? Love it. Diamond Dash, Audrey said, doing her tracker consistently, showing up every day. Cool. What else? When else are you guys helping people in your business? When did it feel good and not like a job? I'm calling Jess and Morgan's team out. Give it to me. When I'm in a good mindset, Team Cup, September, consistently doing a test group. Okay, so what are you seeing on all of those comments, right? For vital behaviors, right? No secret. When's the last time you had a coach or a challenger message you their results or their success, and it just like put you out of your funk so fast, you're just like, I gotta go send 10 invites because that was freaking awesome to get, right? When was the last time that you went seven for 7 days in checking into your bod group and doing the 4 vital behaviors as a leader? Was it when you were in a test group? Probably. Was it when there was, maybe we talked about the health bet? I don't know if you guys have been around since that happened a long, long time ago, which Beachbody put money in a pot and gave it back to you. Like, there was some sort of incentive for you to want to show up, right? Or there was some type of energy in your team or your life that you wanted to show up. So I think that's really important because really it's basic things, right? Energy, excitement. So here's the deal. And the cool thing about that, you guys and myself included, I always do topics that I need to hear. Like, it's just so interesting to me that we picked this topic for this day, because we are I should have put we, not you, but I'm speaking to you guys. We're the only ones stopping ourselves, right? We're the only ones that can get on our health game. You're the only one that can get on your mindset game. You're the only one that can get on your friend making game. And you're the only one that can get on your party game. And when I say party, I mean making the business fun for yourself, having fun challenges. You don't have to wait for your coach to say, hey, I'm doing a Success Club prize gift this month. Who wants it? And fight for it, right? You don't have to wait for the Theragun to come out and hit 12 months of Success Club to get it from Beachbody. You could put that up as a gift for yourself and go buy yourself one with the money that you earn from Success Club, right? You see what I'm saying? So we're always the only ones stopping us from going to point A to point B. And that's like the best and the hardest thing, because it's like, how do we get there, right? So how do we change the pattern of maybe stopping ourselves or thinking that we have to, for new coaches, thinking you have to figure everything out to be a good coach? To me, there's kind of 2 main things that has helped me over the past 6 years. Number 1, your plan has to be attached to your mission. And number 2, you got to have accountability to that plan, right? Because if it's just up to me, y'all think I'm going to be on a team call? No, I'm here because everybody is here. It's like a party. So what happens when you help people? If you help one person and that was your goal, well, then what? What happens when you hit Success Club? Do you typically stop at helping your 3 people, or have you helped 7, 8, 9, 10 people? Because that's just on the 31st, if someone wants to sign up, are you saving them for the next month because you're scared how you're going to hit Success Club? Or are you helping that person in the moment because they're ready for your help, right? What happens if you set a goal and you make the extra $100 a month? What's going to keep you going then? So we ask you guys to set new goals every single month, not because we want you to feel bad about what you haven't done, because most of my business, I haven't hit the goals that I've set out to have. If you guys have looked in like all my, even last month, I put on my board SC20. Did I hit it? No. And for new coaches, that's helping 10 people. I didn't hit it, but the goal's still up there. I also had a goal of hitting 5 new coaches. Did I do it? No. Am I sitting here on November 4th like, oh, I'm a shitty coach. Like, I might as well just quit. This isn't for me. So, what keeps me going, and you have to figure this out for yourself, you have to take 20 minutes, do some meditations off the Unstressed channel. Like, this is so important, guys. You have to attach to your mission. And for me, this like underlying simple sentence checks me every time I want to give up. And it's that I never want to tell my family no. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my team's heard me say this a million times. I don't have kids. I don't have a dog. I don't have a spouse. I don't have any of that. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know that it will happen at some point in the future. And everything I'm doing right now matters because I don't want to ever tell them no. No, I don't have time for you. No, I'm too busy for that. No, we can't go on that vacation. And I'm not talking about a spoiling standpoint. I'm talking about a like time, freedom, present. Moms, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like that, or if you have a spouse, like that time, that presence that maybe you found during this quarantine, and you might be driving each other nuts sometimes, but like there's special moments that you probably discovered this year within your family that you would never have done if we hadn't had quarantine. So make a mission and share it with your coach because they can call you out then on the times when it gets tough, because this business will get tough. It's going to check your personality, your character, who you are. But that one sentence always goes through my head subconsciously almost. The second thing is accountability, right? So if you just keep a goal, so okay, I'm going to give you guys an example. In the summer, when I got on furlough, I publicly announced on my social media that I was going to take this architecture licensing exam. Now, to give you a background, there is 6 exams to pass to get your license, and I had passed 2 of them in an old test version, and I failed one of them 3 times in a row. So to say my emotions were kind of high and I was definitely anxious about it was a lot. But I made a decision when I went on furlough that I wanted to start taking these exams again and really pass them. And what happened was I made it public. I did a countdown to my test day. It was very obvious that I was studying every day. I was sharing it on my stories. Like I was committed to this process. And you know what happened? I failed the first test. And it's like that, like how publicly embarrassing, right? I had been sharing for the past month how I was studying, how I was putting time and effort into it. And I was so excited about it. And I literally manifested that I was going to pass, and I did it. But you know what that did for my audience when I went on that day and posted that I had failed? It showed them that I was real and that I was booking the next test date and I was going to pass it. It's the same thing with your business, right? People want real. They don't care about perfect pictures or like having it all together. They want to know what's truly going on for you in a way that can relate and connect to them, right? Like they don't need to know, that I mean, kids are different, but like they don't need to know like personal relationship stuff with your spouse or something like that. You do you share what you're comfortable with. But y'all know what I'm saying. Those heartfelt, real life shit, you gotta share it. So, like, what if you went on your social media tonight and said, I want to help 10 women this month. This is my list. This is why I want to do it. And this is how I'm going to help you through this process. And you talk about it every single day for the rest of the month. But what if you only help 8 people? Would that be bad? No, of course not, right? Because it's not about the goal. It's about the consistency. So when I look at like the times I got up at, Allie gets up at 4:45. I don't know, she schools all of us. It's harder to do this business alone. I'll say that. It is not joyful to get up on an NFL stage and walk across it because you yourself and your spouse got to 1 or 2 star diamond. It's a lot more joyful when we chase goals together. So you need to have a business partner and you need to have an accountability pod. And that's what this whole new team vibe is going to be for, because we're all here in this like weird job, family, work, but have big dreams, but want to get out of, financial debt maybe, or want to have more time with my family. Like those thoughts are all with us. So my personal non-negotiable, because I think we get asked this a lot, and maybe you have never heard of it this way. I'm getting fired up. I can't even sit with this blanket on me. Is every day I am sharing. For 6 years, you can look on my page on my Instagram. Personally, like my Facebook hasn't been as consistent because that's just where social media is at. But like every day on some social media platform for over 6 years, I post it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So I listed some things out there, even when I switched jobs, even when I had like a breakdown this year, even when I moved across the country. There's literally no difference between me and you. Besides, I've done it for 6 years, and maybe you're starting today, or maybe you started 2 years ago, or whatever. But I started just like you did without ever being intentional or thinking about social media. So, how do I do this with a busy schedule? Notes in my phone. I write out ideas for my personal development all the time. And sometimes I don't use it for weeks, but it's always there. Like maybe it's a starter sentence for a post that just speaks to me. Maybe it's a question I want to ask, something. My notes are a hot mess, but they're just my creative juices that are flowing. I also use memory posts. So if you guys have been coaching for a few months, a few years, there's that thing called memories on Facebook. Can I tell you a secret? Sometimes when I'm not feeling very motivated to post, I take posts from my old memories, I edit it a little bit, and I use the same words, because guess what? Nobody's gonna know that it's from last year except for me. So that's kind of the benefit of being really super duper consistent over a long period of time. You can use your old self honestly as motivation and inspiration for posts now. The other thing is stocking up photos. This is something that I'm really passionate about. If I'm having a good hair day or a good workout day, I know for some of us with the time change right now, it's really hard, but like when I am going places and doing things, I am taking photos for my social media. There's at least one good photo coming out of that. So you have to have that mindset that this is my business and this matters. And it matters because of that mission, right? It's not because of the Success Club points or because of you got to get 100 likes on your post. It's because you're being super duper intentional. Morgan knows I actually called her out when she was here. I was like, when's the last time you posted? She's like, well, it's kind of been like almost a month, but I'm still sharing on my stories. And I'm like, no, your feed is your magazine front. It's like Starbucks. If they didn't open their doors every day, would anybody come? You know, like you own your momentum. Um, Taking my own team's content and resharing it. That's something I do really often. It's so easy and it takes 2 seconds to reshare their post to your story. It shows that you're a part of something bigger, but not just resharing it. I'll tell you this is like a pet peeve of mine. I'm not going to spend too much time on social media tonight, but don't just reshare somebody's post that tags you in it. Add a little quote on the bottom or a little snippet of wording of why it matters to you. How does it like, you have to remember you're speaking to your audience and you got to just break down the story for them. And if it has a lot of information on it, that's like way too overwhelming and they're never going to read it. But like, for instance, when Allie writes a really good post, I'll share that to my story and I'll like do a little snippet. Oh my gosh, my moms on my team are so great at getting up in the mornings, like super inspirational. Short, sweet, but like all the moms that watch me are going to be like, oh, who's this chick? I want to know more about her. Wow, she's part of a team. Wow, they're doing great things. It's just energy building. And you just have to stop overthinking it and making it fun, because if you start thinking about, oh my gosh, what do they need to hear? What am I going to say? What are they going to think of me? That like totally ruins everything that you're sharing, right? So honestly, for me, the best time is in the morning. I sit down and drink my glow juice. I sit down and read my book, and I sit down and write my post. And it is done and ready to go before I even press play on my workout. That's just what works for me. The second thing that's non-negotiable for me every day is checking in, because we all know, like we talked about in the beginning, if you can't lead yourself first, you don't have permission to lead anybody else, right? So like for me, non-negotiables, I work out on Zoom. Today I did it at 4 o'clock, and not one other person was on there, but I was, because I'm always getting on Zoom when I'm working out, because I expect all of my coaches and challengers to do that, because maybe one day at 4 o'clock somebody will need me there, right? So I'm going to challenge y'all to get your booties on Zoom no matter what time you're working out, because it matters. And you could set the trend for somebody else getting up then. I know our morning crew, there was no 6 a.m. morning crew 2, 3 years ago. And guess what? Now it's like the biggest party time ever. And I love getting on at that time. Reading for 10 minutes a day. That's something that has helped me in my job. We talk a lot about this in my team, like professionally, hands down, it's the reason that I have gotten to where I am in my career. Like reading 10 minutes a day. It's easy to do, easy not to do. Logging your workouts and shakes in the bod group. Oh, this makes my skin crawl. I don't know how like consistent you guys are in your bod groups, but like when I don't see a coach logging in the bod group, I'm like, that is number one. Before you share on your stories, before you give anything else, checking emails, getting on Facebook, you do you and you log you, because you can't help anybody else unless you're setting the tone for yourself. And then cheering others on in the bod group, personally shouting others out, like those little tiny things. This seems like a long list, but when you break it down, you're doing your workout anyways. You should be reading a book anyways. Blogging in the bod group some days takes like a minute or two, but it's really not that long, right? And then resharing other people's content and taking 5 to 10 minutes to make a post. So what? That's like 30, 40 minutes, really easy to do, because your team will never do what you're not doing. And honestly, the trend I've seen over the past 6 years is your team does about half of what you do. So if you're only logging shakes in 3 days a week in the bod group, how can you expect any of your challengers to log 7 days, right? You guys set the tone for everything. And it's even in those little things, they really, really, really matter. All right. So things that vary for me day to day, and hopefully this gives you a little bit of like, okay, I'm not crazy. I don't have to be perfect. I don't invite every day. Are some of you guys like, what? What do you mean you don't invite every day? For me, it's like 5 out of 7 days a week I'm sending invites. So because you got to have consistency and you got to make it simple for yourself. So each month I write out a sample invite that has to do with whatever theme I'm doing that month. And that's my invite for the month. It's themed, it's quick. I have it as a snippet in Instagram, so I don't even have to think about writing it out. And it's a copy paste, y'all. Because at the end of the day, it's just about how many people can I connect with. And whoever wants to connect back with me, then I'm going to build a relationship and go from there. I'm still interacting with them. I'm still having, conversations about silly things on Insta stories, but that invite for me, it's not emotional. It's just a connector point, and it's giving them the opportunity to say, yes, tell me more. Same thing with adding people on my social media. I don't do that every day. Some days it's finding 5 new people. Some days it's finding 20 new people. But the reality is people don't come to you. 95% of my team I found on Instagram or Facebook, and they didn't come to me. Audrey didn't come to me. I found her. Allie didn't come to me. I found her. So like when you think about that, that's the coolest thing ever, because your next best friend could be sitting on the other side of your screen. You just haven't found her yet. Same thing with consumption. All right, be honest, put in the chat, who watches other coaches? Or you can raise your hand. How much time of your day do you spend watching other coaches? Probably too much, if I were to guess. So here's my permission slip for you. Go unfollow other coaches tonight. Why? Because they don't build your business. They can't help you earn freedom to your mission for your family. They are awesome and probably have public accounts, and you can go to them after you do the main vital things that you need to do for you and your business and your mission. People will be like all the time, even last weekend when Morgan and Jess were here, they're like, yeah, did you see what this person said or this person said? I was like, I don't even follow my own coach. If I want to go see something on her page, I can. It's public. But like that is precious time that I don't have. What's the number one excuse we all hear, right? I'm so busy. Well, actually, no, you're just doing this instead of getting in and getting out. So I don't spend hours upon hours of listening to podcasts. I'm intentional with picking something that I need. I don't watch YouTube after YouTube on repeat because that's just consuming information. I listen to things I need. I plug into things I need. I go to mentors I need and I read what I need, not what everybody else is doing. Because everybody else is in your business, right? Only you know what you're going through in this season of life. This summer, not many of my other friends were going through furlough. And so I had to figure out how can I mentally check myself so that, like, honestly, guys, having more time killed my momentum. Like we all say it all the time. I wish I had more time, right? It was terrible for me because I thrive on structure and social interaction. And for 8 to 10 hours a day, I could do whatever the heck I wanted to. And it sucked. So I'm excited to not even have time to think about consumption, that I have to get in and out. I'm telling you, it permission slip, go unfollow people. People you want to follow, they will always be there. You don't need to see what Morgan's drinking her glow juice at 6 a.m. in the morning and what book she's reading. It doesn't pertain to you and your business. We love her, we support her, but do that after you do you. All right. So how do you begin to do you and level up? And I promise we are almost done. I challenge you guys over the next week before the next team call to master Vital One. So every day, log your workouts. Every day, track your nutrition. Ooh, I'm sure some of y'all at the election have been going off the deep end. I know, with that wine, cheese boards. I get it. It's a lot going on, but we are stronger than that because we have a community that's supportive of healthy routines, right? So if we want to get to the next level as a team, we have to do this Vital One because we all know how good it feels when we feel our body, right? So like, what if for the next week you used your containers, or you used, I haven't gone through 2B mindset, but you use those practical tools of 2B mindset to stick to your nutrition and you showed that every single day? What if you were on Zoom every time you worked out for the next 7 days? What if you were present in the team? So you're here right now, so you checked one off already. But being in the hub and sharing things that are working for you, getting in the bod group and cheering others on, so simple. And for all new coaches, this is like the foundation of your business. You do this, you will be off to the races. And you're like, well, that's so easy, Danielle. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I guarantee if you aren't where you are in your business, you're not doing one of these things because it's the basic unsexy stuff that people don't want to do. But it's the greatness that is built through the consistency of doing the unsexy things. So the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, and we made good time, is come December, we know that we have a new program coming out, right? And it's going to be friggin' awesome. And a lot of people are going to want to do it. And especially coming out of this election and social injustice and all the crap going on in 2020. Do you want your friends to come to you to sign up for this test group and get mad results and have a plan for 2020? Or do you want them to come to me? Because y'all know I'm the consistency queen. And so if you don't go help them, I'm going to go find them and I'm going to help them. So I dare you from this day forward to be known as the consistency queen for your way. You get to decide what that looks like. I shared some tips with you guys. We'll open it up for questions at the end, but I really challenge you to do this because everything you do this month, when it feels hard and you feel like you're not getting momentum, you're pumping that well and pumping that well and pumping that well. The roots of your fruition and all the work you do now come December, January. So I want them to sign up with you because I don't like getting messages of like, oh yeah, I saw you were tagged in this person's post and I came to you. No, I want them to come to the person that they know, love, and trust. All right, guys? So, any questions you have, I can open the chat. Was this helpful? I'm on the hot seat, so you can ask me whatever you want. Oh yeah, Audrey found the emojis. You can do reactions at the bottom of the Zoom call. I didn't know that. Audrey said last week a pregnant challenger messaged me with so much gratitude for Energize so she can play with her toddler. Love that. Awesome. Yeah, you guys know who the MVPs are in your groups. And even if you're like you feel like you're the hype girl and you're not getting traction, don't stop being the hype girl because you will translate that into your business. Cool. Any closing thoughts? I'm just catching up reading your stuff. Is this helpful? Did you guys like it?
So I just wanted to reiterate something
Yeah.
really quickly. I've told you this before, Danielle. So she always told me how important it was to show up every day just for yourself. And I honestly didn't believe it to be true, to be honest, like 2 or 3 years ago. And then once I finally showed up every day and was consistent, it's made a huge difference with myself and my business. So it's true. And yeah, I regret not believing her from day one. So that's all I'm gonna say.
You're here now. That's what matters.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that. Katie said to start with one thing. And that's why I say master Vital One this next week, guys. Like, and if you're rocking Vital One, add a new layer for yourself, right? Push your comfort zone. Maybe you call out somebody on your team and say, hey, I haven't seen your face in a while. We're going to master Vital One together this week. And honestly, right now, I have like a lot of life shifts and changes going on with a new job and other stuff that my team is actually now the one pushing me. And like that's the best, most fulfilling thing ever that you want in your business. And you will find, but only if you keep going. So I want to see all your logs this week. I want to see you on all the recognition boards for showing up for yourself. I'm proud of you guys for being here. And we will be hopping in the book club in the other link in the message chat if you are hopping on that when we get off here. All right, guys. You get your photos in? Share that you were here. All right, guys. We will see you next week and have an awesome weekend. Bye, guys.